It's that time of year when early decision and early action applicants are getting their decisions back in the mail. But it's not always as simple as accepted and denied. Stick around to hear what those decisions might be from colleges and what to do next. Hi there, my name is Carly, and this channel is for college-bound high school students looking for support and advice around all things college admissions. If that sounds like you, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive in. Starting with accepted. First reaction, woohoo! This is, of course, the most exciting decision that you can get, and it is what we're hoping for when we're applying to colleges. But it is not as simple as immediately responding and accepting that offer. There is a lot to think about before accepting a college's offer of acceptance. First, did they offer you any scholarships? If yes, was it enough? If no, can you and your family afford to attend for 4 years? It's important to determine affordability early on, especially if that college was only a contender if they were able to provide you with a specific amount of aid. Second, what if you got admitted to multiple schools? Is one standing out more than the other? Once you've confirmed which of the colleges you've been accepted to are affordable, it's time to make that hard decision on which school is your school. Unless you've applied early decision, you have until May 1st to make your official choice. But if you know for a fact that some of the schools you've been accepted to are not where you want to go, let them know sooner than later. This allows students on the wait list to potentially be admitted, and it's just a helpful thing to do for the school so that they can prepare better for their incoming class. Once you've made your official decision, you'll need to pay some sort of enrollment fee or deposit to show the school that you've committed. Every school is a little bit different, so be sure that you are reading your admissions letter. Rejected or denied is certainly not the response that we are looking for, but it does happen. Most colleges cannot accept every qualified applicant who applies, so there are many qualified students who receive rejection letters every year. So what now? Take some time to wallow in your sadness and then move on. Hopefully you apply to a handful of other schools that are going to be a really great fit for you. Focus on those schools and just know that wherever you end up is where you're meant to be. Lots of students confuse deferred with waitlisted, but they are very different. There are typically 2 ways that a deferral could happen. One likely way that you can be deferred is if you applied early decision or early action and the admissions office deferred you to the regular decision pool. This isn't a bad thing. It means that they want a little bit more information, so they've pushed your application to the regular decision pool so that they can get a better idea of who's applying and what their incoming class is looking like, and they can make a really educated decision. Basically, they just want to see where you fall compared to the other applicants. Chances of being admitted after being deferred really vary by school, but there are quite a few students who are admitted after a deferral. Another reason this might happen is if you applied regular decision but were deferred, and this probably means that the college just needs a little bit more information before they can make a decision. In both cases, if you were serious about that college that deferred you, don't sit around waiting for an answer. Work with your counselor or consultant to ensure that the college knows why you're a good fit and what positive things you can contribute to the student body without having the adverse effect of bombarding them with recommendation letters and emails. Be strategic with your next move. Oh, the dreaded waitlist. Really the ugly stepsister of the deferral. The waitlist is where qualified students go if they aren't sure if they're going to have room for you in their incoming class. Rates of being pulled from the waitlist, of course, vary by school, but historically, it is rare to be pulled from the waitlist and be accepted. COVID is changing a lot these days, and so with enrollment numbers being uncertain, we can't really rely on historical data from waitlists anyway. Unlike being deferred, additional information is not really going to change a college's decision if you're on the waitlist. The idea behind a waitlist is that you're qualified, but they don't want to admit too many students or too few students, so you're kind of stuck in this holding pattern. By having a waitlist, colleges can use historical data to determine yield, which is the number of students who actually commit to a school, and how many should actually be admitted at the beginning. For example, if a college wants an incoming class of 3,000 students, 2,900 students commit, they can pull 100 students off the waitlist. One of the difficult parts about being on a wait list is that you may not know until August if you're being pulled off the list or not, which makes it nearly impossible to plan. When you receive your decision in the mail and you see that you've been waitlisted, there's typically going to be clear instructions about what your next step should be. If you decide that you don't want to deal with the stress of being waitlisted, you want to put this school behind you and just move on to the other colleges who have accepted you, you can basically reject the waitlist, which then gives other students an opportunity who do want to be on the waitlist to be further up the list. Being deferred and waitlisted is not the same thing, and there's so much more to think about other than woohoo when you're accepted to a college. Think through your decisions carefully, and of course, include your parents and your family in your decision. If you have questions about when to make decisions, how to make decisions, don't hesitate to reach out to your counselor or consultant so that you can make the most informed decision possible. If you're still waiting on decisions, what can you do? In this video, we are talking about how to make the most of your time while you are waiting on decisions. So click that video and I'll see you over there.